everybody. This is Nick Mayhew, three-time gold medalist and three-time world record holder, and you're listening to Power 98.5.
We don't play the social game. We are social. Power 98.5. You're listening to Power 98.5, powered by United Angels Dream, your number one resource for public relations, entertainment, and multimedia. Contact them today at unitedangelsdream.com.
Hi, this is Dan Aykroyd. He's progressive. He's beautiful. He's thoughtful. He's intelligent. He's powerful. He's positive. He is Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5 Satellite Radio.
Empowering listeners from the US to the UK. Live on air with Stephen Cuoco.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from here and all around the world. You are live here. Live on air with Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5 Satellite Radio. I wanted you to feel like you're in the studio with us this evening, and it's a special, special evening. I've got with me today my new friend, somebody who's extremely impressive, doing great things. Big shout out to his team. We've got Australian Olympic diver Sam Fricker. Now, many of you know who he is. He's extremely famous on TikTok. He's known for creating an incredible, sustainable straw company. You've heard it. 19 years old, who owns oh, good Lord, where's my coffee? A sustainable straw company, all right? You know, to start off, Sam Fricker, an Olympian and TikTok sensation, and he is highly regarded as a content creator making a difference at the age of 19. All right. The elite diver founded his own sustainable straw company at the age of 17. All right. Just 2 years ago, and continues to use his growing platform to advocate for environmental sustainability, recently being announced as a Youth Advisor Council member for World Ocean Day. Now, that's not something to take lightly. That is a monumental accomplishment for such a young gentleman. All right, when he's not in a pool or trying to save the planet, Sam is making lighthearted videos for social media and immersing himself in other sports, including his role as commentator for popular streaming services KO Sport. Good evening, Mr. Sam Fricker. How are you?
Stephen, how do I live? You made me sound awesome. Thanks for having me.
It is absolutely a pleasure. Thank you for creating such a brilliant promotional video. Your photos are like solid. I want to thank your representative, Edward Deal, for sending all of the content and information over to us. What a great team you've got out there.
Yeah, I'm very lucky to have surrounded myself with some incredible people, which just help have a wider impact.
So bring us to like the area, and I want to start off with your straw company. I understand why you've done it, but what really like got you plugged in to be like, I've got to make change here?
Yeah, so I was watching the video of the plastic straw stuck in the turtle's nose. Have you seen that video?
I have not seen that video.
It's so painful to watch, and you can see like them pull this plastic straw all the way out, and you can see the pain in the turtle's eyes. And that really inspired me to start doing something about the ocean and plastic straws in particular. I'd always lived around the ocean as a kid, so to be out in the ocean was my escape, and to see an animal from the ocean in so much pain was something that was really upsetting to me. And that's what sparked that motivation to get out there and do something about it. So I came up with Sam straws after all different kinds of ideas, from bamboo to metal straws. But wheat was the best idea I thought that we could pull off. And now I sell biodegradable wheat straws, which are a byproduct of the grain that we grow to eat. So we're not even cutting something down just for the straws. We're making use of a byproduct of something that's already been grown.
What would happen? Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully all types of straws and stuff that doesn't belong in the ocean doesn't go in it. Let's say if someone is using one of your straws and it happens to accidentally go into the water, what would happen?
Yeah.
Like, do you understand? Do you have or understand to educate, which I believe you do understand, but in a way to educate to say,
Yeah.
you know what, this is what's going to happen. No worries.
Yeah, so I'm no marine biologist, but from my understanding, because the straws are simply a natural product, because they're just grown from the ground, it'd be kind of like when you throw a stick into the ocean. It's just organic plant matter. So if it does biodegrade, it'll biodegrade into micronutrients, which are kind of good for the soil and good for the earth. So it wouldn't present any kind of dangers to those animals because it's literally just like the seaweed. It's a plant.
And you are behind the manufacturing. How is the manufacturing process and where are you involved in it?
So at the moment they're made offshore, but my dream is to get them made here in Australia because Australia has really great wheat. Because I'm only a small business, it's hard to get everything set up for the moment, but it's a goal to get them made here in Australia with our high quality wheat and then ship them all over the world. But the manufacturing process consists of growing the wheat, cutting the stems, cleaning them with purified water so the chemicals aren't used, and then those straws are dried out and they're good for use. And then when you're done, because they are just grown, obviously you should be putting them in the bin. But if you do put them in your garden or anywhere else, they should be fine because they're just organic matter.
And do we have access to those here in the States? Can anyone in the States order them?
Yeah, so I sell them on my website at samstraws.com, and I ship them from my house in Australia, and I send them all over the world. So if you are in the US and wanted to grab some, you could head over to samstraws.com, or you could just go to my Instagram, sam.fricker, and find the link in my bio.
With us this evening, and I want to thank everyone for tuning in, we have Australian Olympic diver who's only 19 years old doing incredible things in the world on top of making sustainable straws to help not only the animals, but also, you know, our planet as a whole. From what he shared, you know, about a straw getting stuck in an animal's nose. And, you know, the problem, especially that we have here in the States, you know, there is a lack of care when it comes to our rivers, oceans, and streams. And good luck finding a place that doesn't have trash in it. So I just hope all around people get more involved in what you're doing, Sam, into being a lot more conscious. You're very welcome of what they're using and most importantly, where they're putting it or throwing it.
Yeah, and my passion for that and the environment, because you go to the beach and you're right, like any waterway, you can't go there without seeing plastic. You can't. It's just everywhere. And that's when I also got inspired to try and become part of the World Ocean Day Youth Advisory Council, which I was very grateful to be accepted, where I can help try and raise the impact and be part of their plan, which is the 30 by 30, which is protecting 30% of the oceans in the world by 2030. And it's a huge goal, but it's shown that if we can do that, it'll have a significant impact on the environment for a positive change.
Has it helped to be having 1.2 million followers on TikTok alone? You can go to Sam's TikTok at Sam Fricker. Just add an extra R, so SAMFRICKERR. One, you're lucky to be verified because it's very hard to get verified at all in this day and age. But congratulations.
Certainly.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It was the Olympics that helped with that one.
Well, that's because you're an Olympian.
Stephen, it helped. It helped.
I'm having trouble getting verified. Do I need to become an Olympian? I don't know what the age cutoff is, but please, I mean, it's Facebook and Instagram. They're like keeping that thing locked down as if it's gold over at the federal, reserves here in the U.S.
It's very challenging. It took me so long, Stephen, and I could not agree more with how hard it is. In fact, the day I got verified, I celebrated.
Did you really? How did you celebrate? Tell us.
Oh, I was with my friends, and I was like, yes, we did it. And they're like, what? I was like, we got verified on Instagram. And I was like, some of my friends aren't that into social media, so they didn't think it was a big deal. But I was happy. I was celebrating.
With having 1.2 million followers, what has that done for your message and your sustainable straw business?
Well, it's been incredibly valuable in sharing that message on a broader scale. See, I'm very lucky to have that audience, and it's something I've built up over these last couple of years from sharing stories about my straws, my diving, my passion, and the ability to have a platform where I can get those positive, uplifting, and really encouraging messages out there for the community is incredible. And I think having that follower base there is very humbling as well, to know that people are interested and want to follow my journey. So it's a combination of being proud that I can help have an impact, and also being humbled to have so many amazing people behind me.
I'm on your TikTok right now, and it's extremely well done.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Your personality, I looked at it before and now I'm looking at it again. Like, it really shines through for someone that's 19, for what you're doing, for what you're accomplishing. I told you before we went live, you've got this sophisticated, this mature 24-year-old vibe about you. I really believe that you've got a lot of hidden gems of being an educator in this world, for whatever that may mean. There's really something huge for you, not only now, Sam, but wherever you go and whoever you meet. I truly believe that there are going to be an unlimited amount of human lives you're going to inspire and ultimately bring change. I really do.
Stephen, that's really humbling, and I appreciate that so much, coming from yourself, especially someone who has such an impact on so many people throughout your show. And yeah, I really appreciate that. That touches my heart.
What's happening in your life right now that we don't know about on social media or in the media in general? What are you doing?
Oh, that's so interesting. Through my team, we've got some plans for some future social media projects. I'm also trying to hang out with my family a lot, my friends, keeping those guys nice and close, because they're the ones that keep me grounded. A lot of the things I don't post on social media, and maybe I should post more of it, is a lot of the hard work behind the scenes, like my daily training. And I was thinking about this the other day. Like, I train twice a day, nearly every day, and I don't post about that often because it's just like sleep. I don't post before I go to bed. So I think people maybe don't know how much work goes on behind the scenes to do what I want to do and be able to create awesome content. So I think that's something that does happen behind the scenes.
I strongly advise you to do it. I really do.
Yeah, I think I just get complacent in realizing that, like, because I've been I've trained for so long in my life with diving, that I just forget to share a lot of it. I should probably do more of that, eh?
You really do. Seriously, this is all great. There's nothing that's missing from what we know about you online. I believe what is here is not controlled or overly manufactured or manufactured at all. It has.
I film everything on my phone, Stephen, and I just post it. I edit it all myself. It's pretty low key, and I wing it. I just wing it.
This one with you with the go-karts, is that your girlfriend? This is what is this?
Straight into me, which was so funny. I did get second in the race though. She was a bit salty about that. But as to setting dates, sometimes it can be really hard to come up with great ideas. But that's why I like to use Urban Swan. Now I jump on, look through what I want to do, and today we want to go go-karting. So we jumped in the car and hit the track. Now, out there, I did manage to overtake Mel once or twice, but I'll tell you what, she made up for it when she crashed straight into me, which was so funny. I did get second in the race, though. She was a bit salty about that. But as a whole, we had the most amazing time.
That is a really great video, and I would take it that's your girlfriend.
Thank you. Well, unfortunately, we separated early December, but that we were together for a while, and that was very fun go-karting. And she did crash into me really hard.
I saw that. I mean, no whiplash or nothing. You walked away, no bumps and bruises.
No, I just think I walked away with a couple of laughs, and that was a really good day. I love just capturing those moments of like going out, having fun, doing what you want to do, and then just trying to share it with the world.
I want to play this one. Whose whoa is the best?
Okay, and I'll give you the story about it after.
Let's see. Is our volume up? No, hold on. We got to get our volume up. We're going to redo it again. Hold on. It went real quick. Here we go.
This one's an action, not much of talking.
I like that. Whose whoa is the best? And look at you. You just, nonchalantly just getting into a helicopter and getting ready to fly off. Whose helicopter was that?
That was Elite Helicopters, Brisbane's helicopter. So when we went up there, me and my friends, we went up to have a holiday, and they were lucky. We were lucky enough to have them fly us around for a bit, which was incredible. But that movement, it's a big trend on TikTok, like to do the whoa, but I do it my own way. And everyone was telling me that it was wrong, but then I just made it like a personal whoa. And then whenever I meet up with people and make content with them, I always get them to try my unique whoa. And I put it on the TikTok because I think it's fun, and I think it's always funny to, get everyone involved and have a go at it.
Yeah, and how many people just to be like, oh, hey, I'm going to do a quick whoa, and then just get into a sophisticated freaking like 007 helicopter and fly off.
And then we're just going to get out of here. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, well, if you told me a year ago I'd be doing that, I probably wouldn't believe you. I'm very lucky.
Going back to the Tokyo Summer Olympic Games, I want to put a big shout out to our good friend Marcos Papadopoulos for setting us up. Marcos wrote,
good legend.
Isn't he awesome?
Yeah, I spoke to him after the games, and a brilliant person. I was grateful to have a chat to him.
He wrote, on competing in his first Olympic Games, he said, it was a dream come true. I was a little bit nervous, but it was such a crazy experience. It was interesting because you got to see athletes from all over the other sports in the Olympics, or in the Olympic Village, I'm sorry. Diving has put me on a trajectory on achieving my goals, he acknowledged. That vision and drive got me there. Diving has taught me the fundamentals of how to achieve goals and how to get through hard times. Would you like to tell us more about that?
Oh, certainly. And I couldn't agree with that statement more. And maybe it's because I said it, but I'll tell you why, Stephen. It's because throughout my life of diving, it's been really hard some days. Some days are really hard. And I had a dream when I was a kid to make the Olympics, and a lot of people, just didn't think it was possible, just didn't think I could do it. But I just had that dream, and I didn't know how I was going to get there because it seemed impossible, but I had that dream, and I started training for diving. And I remember I went up to one of the Olympic coaches, and I told him that I wanted to make the Olympic Games. And from then he started to coach me, and I just put in the work for about 6 years, just training twice a day. And some days when it was really hard, I would struggle to believe, and then you'd have to retrain your mind to visualize where you want to go, and then do the daily tasks to get there. And those mornings when you wake up at 5 a.m. and you've got to get out of bed and go to training and start working really hard, some days you just don't want to get out of bed because you're so tired, but you've got to get up anyway because you're going to chase your dream. And in those moments when it's really hard and you don't want to push yourself and you're feeling tired, fatigued, and training has got the better of you, because sometimes diving can be super challenging. When you push through those times, it builds character, it builds self-esteem, and it builds confidence that you can take to anything else you do in life. And I believe to achieve any goal, you've got to have a goal, you've got to have your vision of where you want to go, and then you've got to do your daily tasks to get there. And for me, going to training and putting in that effort was those daily tasks to make the Olympics. And I transferred that to business as well. and my social media. Like, hey, if I want to have 100,000 or 1 million followers on social media, I got to make videos, and then you focus on that. So I think it was hard, it was challenging, but it made me who I am today.
Let's take a quick listen to this video.
Big jumps, get after it. Wow, impressive for Jackson. Ray, you can be really proud going back to Adelaide after this one. We go Sam freaking out, back up on the 10 metre. Home crowd is loving him here in Sydney, and in with 3.5 somersaults tuck. I'm sure he'll take his time, getting nice and settled on the end of the platform.
Oh, beautiful dive there from Sam. That safe distance that we love to see from the platform, and just nailing that entry. The crowd is wild. Home crowd here for Sam.
Huge dive there for Sam. I'm looking up to his girlfriend in the stands, looking up to his mum. Wow, they're just so excited. Huge claps. I'm sure a huge sigh of relief after that really stressful competition. Great lineup there in the entry. Knew exactly where he was. Placed his hands right on that water. Gonna head over to Tomo now, his coach. Wow, that 9 from the judge 6. Big hug from Tomo. I'm sure they're both really happy, really relieved, but more than anything else, just really proud. What an incredible competition from Sam.
Great competition. He's got to be happy with how he's gone, and finishing on a dive like that. Big smiles all round.
I'm really proud of you. To hear this, what mood, what feeling, what thought is going through your mind right now and through your body?
Wow, that put some shivers down my spine, because that dive was the final dive which secured my position on the Olympic team, the dive that secured my dream. And I remember walking out for that dive, like fist bumping my coach on the way up, and he was like, like, this is your favorite dive, like, bring it home. And I went up and I did it. And then when I got out of the pool and I got a 9 from a judge as well, I just ran over to my coach, gave him a hug, and I think I just cried. I was just overwhelmed with emotion.
Do you believe, and thank you for that, Sam, do you believe you still have more in you when it comes to greatness and when it comes to surprising how gifted you are? Do you believe that you have a lot more yet to come in finding
Certainly.
out? Yeah.
I have this inner fire within me, Stephen, just telling me to get out there and go for it and give it a go and be the best you can be. Set your goals as high as possible and then chase them with everything you got. Like, I got such a passion for life and to get out there and chase my dreams and do good things for the people around me. And I feel like I have got so much more to give in diving, in life, to my friends, to my family, to everyone around me. And I feel like I got this fire inside me. Burning.
You said, I am very goal driven. I always have a goal and a plan to get there. Yeah. Will that forever be your mission statement?
That is a good one. It's just, I found it just the best way to navigate life, because when you have a goal and you know what you're doing, you walk with purpose. So you've got purpose in your life. You know where you're going. You know why you're doing it. And I feel like it brings meaning to everything else when you have goals and you have a vision and a purpose. And I feel like it steers you also away from the things you shouldn't be doing, which aren't constructive. So I think maybe it will be. Maybe it will be my quote.
Let's take a listen to this video clip of you. I'm going to say this, a career-defining moment for Fricker took place back in 2019 when he was in Germany, where he won an international event for Australia. You said, that was the biggest event I've ever won. That was a defining moment because 2 years, either I competed in the same event and I finished in last place in the finals. Then when I came back and won it by 50 points, it was so great. Before you share on that moment, let's take a listen to what you had to say.
I don't think I spoke much in that video.
Let's see if there's... oh, there was... Okay, so here's a more of a music part of it. So once again, that was a defining moment because 2 years earlier, I competed in the same event and I finished in last place in the finals. Then when I came back and won it by 50 points, it was so great. What is going through your mind right now?
Yeah, when you touched on earlier about how, when I was saying how diving shaped who I was, that was one of those moments. Because when I went to that final 2 years earlier and I came last, I was devastated. I was hurting. I was upset. I was frustrated. And I thought it was impossible to win. And that's when it forced my mind to grow and think, you know what? Yeah, I didn't do my best, but I'm going to go back to training. I'm going to work twice as hard. I'm going to learn some of the hardest dives in the world, and I'm going to come back, and I'm going to try again. And that mind growth of instead just throwing your hands up saying, you know what, maybe I'm not the best, but choosing to come back and have another go and try harder and try something different, those growth moments are things that have impacted my life in all areas, and I learned most of those from diving. So I went back to training, and I was with my coach, and we learnt the front 4.5, which is one of the hardest dives in the world. And I'm one of the tallest divers in the Australian team, if not the tallest. And when I started diving, I was told that I could be too tall and wouldn't be able to do these hard dives. So learning the 4.5 was a big deal. And that was one of the dives I took back 2 years later. I brought a brand new mindset. I brought some of the hardest dives in the world. And I brought an attitude to just give it a go. And we came back and I won it. And then I proceeded to win another 3 medals throughout our trip in Europe for Australia, 3 more gold medals and 1 silver, I think. So that was an incredible trip. And sharing those moments with my coach was incredible.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
To hear, just in these 2 different moments of you going back, I love reflection and reflecting when I have you guys as a guest and we find these golden gems that were written or also what you've talked about or shared when being interviewed. It's quite powerful to be in this moment with you because I feel not only am I encompassed in a moment with you, Sam, but to be able to just feel the energy and when it's like, you've got these, you're like, wow, you're like pausing, you're reflecting. It's very, very moving.
Oh, thanks, Stephen. And those are powerful moments for me. I just remember both those moments, being there when I won and being there when I lost. And to have personal growth through those was incredible. And I'm glad I can reflect on it here with you.
What is next when it comes to competition? Are you able to share a conversation you had with your coach? Were there any recommendations that your coach offered of what you plan to do and what the goal set is to get that gold medal, to get that, recognition?
In terms of for the future, like what's my goal for the future?
Yeah. Like what have you and your coach discuss for more competitions, for winning and just really meeting beyond those expectations you've ever could have imagined for yourself as an Olympian and even as a human being?
Yeah, well, I come back to training and I normally sit down and have a coffee with my coach, and that's when we discuss the plan moving forward. And at the moment, our next major event is the Commonwealth Games, and that I'll be planning to make that team, and then hopefully the next Olympics in Paris. And in terms of training, we come back to training, we try and learn some new, harder dives, and then also work on the consistency to be able to perform them at my best all the time, and just chipping away at the small 1%ers every day. And his attention to detail, like even in the warm-ups, like, make sure your toes are together, make sure your feet are pointed, make sure you're staying tight in your warm-up because that's what you're going to need when you're in the air. So I think having those conversations of the next goal, the new dives that we're going to learn, and then the attention to small detail throughout training, those kind of all combine to help. But I tell you, for me, because my big dream is to win an Olympic gold medal, I still feel like I need to work on my mindset to do that. And it's a constant process. You've never completely nailed your mindset. You're always trying to chip away and make it better. And that mindset is something that I feel like I still need to work on and make better and take it to the next level, especially if I'm going to achieve that goal of winning the Olympic Games.
When it comes to mental health, what do you do for yourself in order to really feel, and these are the words that come to my mind, sane and stable? What does that mean to you to feel and to be sane and stable and coherent and competent to meet your goals and expectations, and also to live a fulfilling life?
Yeah, well, mental health it's a real thing, and it's a big deal. And I personally partner up with a lot of mental health communities here in Sydney, like the Good Human Factory, and we have one called the Black Dog Institute, which I donate to, and because I really believe that mental health is so important. It's so important, and I give as much support to that as we can. And when it comes to my own mental health, with the fame and diving and everything like that, the way I've found to deal with it super well is I've always just been myself. I've always been myself, Stephen. Like whether a million people know my name or it's just my mum, I just haven't changed who I am, and no matter what, whether I win, lose, like my morals, my values, and the things I believe in, like those things are unwavering. Like they don't change whether I'm famous or not. So having those super strong within me since a kid, I feel like helps me stay more stable when these awesome things do come my way, because I'm able to still stay on track with my morals, values, and principles. And then having my family around, my friends are a really key one too, which keep me grounded. And also still putting in the really hard work every day also keeps me quite humble. I feel like diving humbles me a lot. You think you know it all, and then you hit the water and you're like, right, I still have a bit of work to do. So it's a combination of a couple of things. Sport certainly helps as well. Like some days mental health is awesome. Some days I'm feeling tired. And when I'm tired and fatigued, that's when I notice like my brain starts overthinking things and going into overdrive when it doesn't need to. But sport's a good way to take your mind off everything. But the fame I haven't had too many issues with dealing with, just because I just haven't let it change me.
I'm in a pause for a moment because I'm listening and absorbing what you're saying and what you're sharing, and what I have here in front of me on my screen, and just going over a lot of the information. It really is a gift of opportunity to be in this industry, to be here with you, to be in radio, knowing I'm here in the States, you're in Australia, and just wow. To be able to talk to you and to find out more about your story and who you are, and in these moments, and for that reflection, because at times we move so quickly, or in our life and with distractions. In those several moments with you to reflect back, I truly encourage you to continue to, once in a while, when you're pausing, Sam, when you're working on the things that you're working on and doing what you're doing, take a moment and look back at a video. Look back at one of your interviews. Really self-reflect, so that you're always once in a while checking in to be able to gauge how far you've come in life and what you've done to create and to envelop a much more ease, and giving yourself permission to know that you're not letting yourself, I was almost going to say life, but not letting yourself pass you by too quickly and too often, to where you had potentially forgotten from where you began.
Oh, thanks, Stephen. And Yeah, the old YouTube videos I posted as a kid and the old Instagrams. Looking back at them, it makes me feel, all kinds of emotions. Even just to know that, like, looking back as a kid, looking at photos of me, like, thinking that, I had a dream and I had to go. Yeah, wow. It's always good to reflect.
Very different, huh? Isn't it good I didn't send any pre-questions over to you or to Ed or Edward and send to you? I believe Edward likes.
Yeah, no, I wasn't sure what we're getting ourselves into. I was like, no pre-questions. I'm called a winger, as I like to say.
And I want to thank.
Like, Eddie, what are we talking about? He's like, I know, Sam, just be there.
Wait, is that what you asked Edward?
Yeah, Eddie's a great guy. In fact, what I asked him was, Eddie, I've never called an international number. What do I do? And he was like, Sam, you just do this. And I was like, oh, that's the bit I'm nervous for, calling the number. Because I've never called an international number.
Really? So you're telling me I was the first international phone number you've ever called?
Yes.
All right.
Like, I've spoken to people on Instagram or over other things, but I've never actually just called an international number from like my phone dialing thing on my phone. No.
And just as for the listeners to know, and it's a good point. I did ask Sam, do you have free international calling? And he did not know. So I was like,
I didn't
what's that?
I didn't know. I was going to call my mum to ask her.
So what I did is I said, I've got free international calling. Let me give you a call back just in case, so you don't end up with, I don't know, $100 bill. I don't know what the cost is this day and age.
Well, neither do I. but thank you. I appreciate that. I didn't even think about it.
But I want to thank you because that's going to forever be a great talking point for our friendship of, I called in, for my live interview with Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5, and I never made an international call, especially to the U.S., and he was the first one. And it was like, do you have free international calling? You know what? I don't know. Let me give you a call back.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that a thing? In fact,
find out though. You never know.
That's funny. In fact, my most recent text with Eddie was, Eddie, be on standby at 1:30 in case I can't make this call, so you can talk me through it out. And he said, don't worry, I'll be on standby. I was like, thanks.
And just so everyone knows here that it's okay. I'm currently on the West Coast, so right now it's 7:10 my time on a Monday. Now it is afternoon time for you on a Tuesday, correct?
Certainly, it's 2:10 p.m.
On a Tuesday.
So after our chat, that's where I'm going.
Repeat that again, Sam.
I said it's actually 2 p.m. in the afternoon. I'm sitting out the front of where I dive because after our call, I'm going straight to training.
How awesome is that? First international call to the States. It's after 7 o'clock my time, 2 p.m. your time. It's Monday for me, Tuesday for you. I mean, this interview is just blowing my mind, and I'm not BSing here.
and the luckiest part is we pulled it off. We managed to pull the international number.
We did, because I double checked with Edward because he put that your time is GMT. What is it? I don't know, General Mountain Time or something. I'm like, yeah. And then he's like, he gave me another day, said that it's going to be a Tuesday. I said, a Tuesday? He's like, yeah, it's going to be your Monday, but our Tuesday. I was like, all right, I never knew that. But I definitely want to get out to your country. I want
to get out to yours.
You would love it here. I would be shocked if you were to tell me you don't want to leave and go back. It seems like people that come here, like they fall in love with the U.S., but I'm like, what's not special about your country? Because on TV and in films, it always looks dreamy.
I don't know. We make the most of it. We got some beautiful beaches, which is where I spend a lot of my time, jumping off rocks into the water, snorkeling around to have a look at the ocean. I love it. I love the lifestyle here. But the US is an incredible place, and I really want to get over there and experience some of that as well. Two incredible places, Australia, US, and I've been fortunate enough to travel all over the world with diving and see some amazing stuff on this planet, but I haven't yet been lucky enough to visit the US.
I want to thank everyone for tuning in live on air with Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5 with my dear friend and special guest, Australian Olympic diver Sam Fricker, who will one day win as many goals as he desires. You can find out more of Sam with his 1.2 million followers and counting, 58 million likes. My God, I would love for my TikTok to get like yours.
Wow. It's incredible to hear it.
It is super incredible. And you can go to Sam's TikTok to remember to add the extra R, Sam Fricker, SamFrickerr. Sam, remember, start adding more behind the scenes and let us be able to really go deeper into your world of what we normally don't know, whether it's your nutrition, it's your training, it's your conversations with your coach. I strongly, as a public relations representative, having now been almost in this business coming on up to 30 years, I would like to see that. And I strongly and in a very professional way recommend you to do this.
What are your 3 suggestions again? Because you keep an eye on my TikTok, Stephen. You will see it in the next week. I'm gonna start doing it.
What you're eating, ideas of what it really means and what it takes to have the physique you have to be able to, show the performance, how well you perform, why you perform because of your strict sleeping habits, eating habits, workout regimens, if you have any, conversations with your coach, just really almost like a reality docu type of little mini videos throughout, just even to see you completely exhausted and pushing through, what we don't see online. That's what I'm suggesting, if you're comfortable, to allow us to see, so we know what you as an Olympian and an Olympic diver goes through every day of your life. Like today, you're going to be, getting off of here live with us and you're going to train. Well, what does that look like? You can start today. What does that look like? Capturing your face. Are you really ready to train today? What do you look like? Am I going to see you inspired or being like, oh my God, still processing from this interview? It's going to be very interesting to know that other layer and to be able to have the gift of opportunity to be able to get to know you better, more personal in that way.
Yeah, I love that. That sparks some ideas, some inspiration. I'm a chip away at that because I think you're right, Stephen. There's so much that you don't get to see. Like some days I am just shattered, exhausted, tired. Some days I finish training and I feel like I've hit a wall, and then I got to go home, drive all the way, and I feel like there's a lot more we could capture of the struggles and pushing through and diving every day. Some days are easy. Some days you just want to go to bed. It's just the way it is.
But you're here and you're pushing through. Please support Sam and what he's doing over at samstraws.com. And this is what we didn't highlight on, and I'm glad I have this. Sam, due to a video of what he watched, of what had happened, of a plastic straw and how it affected an animal in the ocean, Sam decided to create and develop, I'm going to say, user-friendly straws to be able to be more responsible and to help the environment and to help the animals and to really keep them where they belong. And that's, if they end up in the water being biodegradable, but overall in all, to give a peace of mind, because here are the facts. The facts are they are 100% biodegradable. They are 100% natural. They are eco-friendly. They are disposable. They are non-GMO. They're organic, gluten-free, but most importantly, FDA approved. And that's FDA approved across the board? Is that in your country? How does that work? What is the difference between something being FDA approved here in the States and FDA approved in your country?
So FDA approved, I believe that's a US term. Here in Australia, we have SGS, which is another food safety service, where I sent some straws off to those guys to just check that there was no gluten in them. And we got the all clear from those guys as well. Only because I thought, while I'm here and I have some in Australia, I thought I'd better check them here as well. And everything's been pretty good. So that's I think we have SGS, which is another form of testing.
Sam's Wheat Straws, great price, 5 stars, hands down. I'm looking at the reviews. $19.95 for 200. I may be wrong, and if I am, it doesn't matter. I'm assuming for 200 straws, I don't know what you can get here in the States for that, but they're plastic. This is FDA approved, biodegradable, and it helps the oceans and it helps the potential of the animals not getting hurt, our marine life not getting hurt. You can go.
And I think that's Australian. So I think it might be 14 US.
Oh, really? 14 US. All right.
I think just the number off my head, because it's 1995 AUD, Australian dollars.
Order yourself Sam Straws. Go to samstraws.com. You can go to his TikTok, support him on up over there. We're going to be seeing a lot more reality docu type of videos of where Sam's at, what he's doing, what he goes through. You can go to his TikTok at Sam Fricker, SamFrickerr. What else would you like to drop before we go this evening, Sam?
I'd just love if everyone could support me on the Instagram.
Yes, Sam. And your Instagram is just Sam Fricker, no additional R at the end.
Yeah, the only reason the additional R is there on TikTok is because when I went to sign up for the app, someone had taken my name, so I just had to whack an extra low there. But Instagram, fortunately, I just have my normal name, so that's perfect.
Thank you for tuning in with us. Would you like to give a shout out?
Oh, to who? Anyone?
Yeah, who would you like to give a shout out to?
Oh, I have a good friend in the US named Raphael Atia. I grew up with him. He supported me a lot through school, and he was one of my very close friends throughout those critical times when I was younger, when I just started diving professionally. So he's in the US. He moved from Australia, and he doesn't want to come back because he's loving it over there. So, Raph, hope you're doing well, brother.
Now we got to get you over here.
I'd love to.
Sam, hold the line. Thank you for being with us. I know you got a couple questions for me. I'm going to answer those quickly so you can be on with your day and get to training. Thank you for being with us today, Sam, and thank you for everyone for tuning in from here and all around the world with my good friend, Australian Olympic diver Sam Fricker. Remember, you can go to his Instagram, Sam Fricker. You can go to his TikTok, add the extra R, and then you can go to samstraws.com to help obtain FDA-approved biodegradable straws. So no longer will you be using something. If you are someone that does feel you have to or you love using straws, go and get yourself a 200 box of 200 of Sam Straws at samstraws.com. Yes, it is coming down to an evening here, Sam, and I'm ready to give you that and share that insight with you. And then afterwards, I am going to take in a movie, and relax for the evening. And for you, you're starting your day. It's going to be now after 2 p.m. on a Tuesday, Monday here for us. And we are looking forward to having you back on again very soon. And you can talk about anything that you want. If you've got, anything else with Sam Straws, a competition event, or even if there's something passionate that's sitting on your heart or heavily on your heart or in your mind that you feel that you would like to get the word out, you can reach out. You've got my direct number. Call me anytime, text me, or DM me on Instagram, whatever is going to be easy for you, and we'll get you back on the air.
Thanks, Stephen. I really appreciate you having me on today. It's been an incredible interview. You've asked some really intelligent and awesome questions. So thanks for your time. Thanks for having me. Thanks to everyone watching, and I hopefully will be back talking about some incredible stuff soon.
We definitely will. Thank you to everyone. You, who you are, what you're doing in life, what you're about, and your contribution to the world that has ever so changed and is continuing to change. Be that light, be that positive influence. Have a smile on your face even when it's most difficult, to be able to help someone else, to encourage them to push through, because as the saying goes, and I may be slightly paraphrasing, we really don't know what the other person is going through. We don't know what you're going through, so why not just assume we're going to help someone else have a great and most loving day possible and to feel accepted. Thank you for tuning in live on air with Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5 Satellite Radio. You can always download the Power 98.5 Satellite Radio on the iOS or Android app. Tune in on Alexa by adding Power 98.5 in the Alexa skill, and join us every time that we're on with great tips, tricks, insights, golden gems from those who matter the most, and that is everyone from here and all around the world. I'm Stephen Cuoco. Have a good evening, and over there in Australia, have a great afternoon.
Friend us on your socials and let's connect.